What's the difference between religion and spirituality?
This is a question that was inspired by one of our listeners and we thought would be a great topic for this episode.
Welcome to What's the Universe Say About That?
I'm Mary Obana, and along with my husband Michael, we ask the universe for answers. You see, I'm blessed with this beautiful gift where I get quiet and I can connect with the loving guidance of the universe.
So today, you'll see and hear Mary connect directly to that divine guidance and hear the words of wisdom flow directly through her in response to questions about life and the challenges we all face at certain times.
So welcome to our home.
And welcome to this now normal, but always amazing part of our daily lives. So sit back, get ready, and let's hear what the universe has to say about that.
Let's do it. Hi there, welcome back.
Hey, everybody. Today, we're going to ask a question that I asked when I first started this whole path down, I'll call it spirituality in big terms. But it's a question we hear a lot from our listeners. I think it's a question a lot of people have.
And this one came specifically from a listener too.
Yeah. And it's this idea of religion versus, again, I kind of do these air quote things. I'm going to call it spirituality for what we're calling the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Is these messages from universe, do they conflict? Are like, how does religion and this universe connection, how do those two kind of work together or against each other? There's a term called religious nuns, None, not Nun, but it's a category of people who feel a connection, say they're spiritual, but they're not a particular part of a particular religion per se. And I think there's a lot of people like that kind of want to know how what we're hearing jives with the religious teachings.
Yeah, because there are others who are actually in a religious,
Yeah,
have studied religion or who have grown up with
that's
religion.
me. Yeah,
And how does that jive with this?
yeah.
And is it the same?
Can they live harmoniously together in one mind, body, spirit?
Yeah,
So
it's a beautiful question.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm big on beautiful questions.
You're big on questions in general, shall we say. Anyway.
All right, so
All
let's see
right.
what the universe has to say. All right.
Mhm. Mm. We are glad you have asked this question. This is something that many are wrestling with, trying to make sense of, trying to understand. For those who have grown up with or even currently in or part of a religious practice, how does that, the teachings, the Bible, how does that all connect with these messages from the universe? And Michael, it is true, there are others who have not and do not consider them to be a part of any organized religion, but yet feel some sort of spiritual presence and connection. What does that mean for them? We will return to a topic that is central to everything. Yes, love. That universal love, that energy of infinite love, is where it all begins. There are different ways to connect with and understand this love. There are many who have shared teachings to help people understand how to incorporate this loving way into their lives. Everything, everything shares this common source of love. Just as we discussed recently about how different energy or the loving energy takes different forms, angels, spirits, gods. It does so in an effort to connect with those in the physical world. Similarly, religion also is for this purpose. This intentional connection with this loving force is beautiful. Whether one calls it God, Jesus, Allah, whatever that loving force is for the one who is practicing a life of living with love, it is all wonderful. And those who feel a connection with a presence that they cannot see, and those that connect with that presence with an understanding all their own that is not defined by a religious practice, an organized doctrine. It is still beautiful. The human condition, the mind, tries to understand things. And one of the ways it exists, the human, in the life experience, is to understand that which they can connect with, that which they feel one with, that which they feel in communion with. People have different friends, people have different interests, people have different thoughts on things. They connect with others who share that. They connect with others who share that understanding. Through the ages, there have been different ways to translate the loving energy, that infinite source of energy, in a way that people can understand. So, stories, parables, music are all ways, methods to translate this love in a way that makes sense to one, so that that person can incorporate it into their life understanding. But through the ages, the mind has also created division between the ways these have been interpreted by others. So one believes in one understanding of this loving presence. and another has come to understand that loving presence through a different story. And the human has used these differences to divide. Wars have been fought over these different interpretations of that infinite love. But you see, if one is to understand the purpose of those stories, the purpose of those teachings, the presence from the love from which it comes, then you see each of these different organized religions or understandings of the way one connects with that which they cannot see, if they elevate their understanding, remember the reason and purpose for these teachings. It is about understanding and feeling the presence of this infinite love that is available to everyone. This is what is shared among all these different teachings and understandings. But the more the human focuses on the differences between the stories, they lose the understanding of its intention. So each one is drawn to, comforted by, interested in, connected to that which resonates with them. And everyone should be grateful for that connection. And everyone should be grateful for the connection another feels to that love. If everyone can focus and understand the reason for these different approaches, organizations, teachings, they can know within their heart that this is a path to the connection with that infinite source of love. So, whether one is connected to an organized religion or one feels connection to that love in a manner that is uniquely theirs, there should be celebration and thanksgiving for the connection. That is the most important thing. Not how the connection is made, not the differences amongst these different ways of connecting, but that there is a connection at all. We do not care what you call it. It only matters that you are connected with it. If humans can remove the judgment and self righteousness that can be, and focus instead on the love. They can live in great harmony with their fellow human. Does this make sense?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. How taking it down to literally a one-to-one level. And I've experienced this, and Mary's experienced this, is how are we to interact with just even the people that are around us who feel um, separate, separated, they uncomfortable with the difference, and we may feel that we can celebrate their different interpretation or their different language that they understand, stories, teachings, whatever. How can we help them feel comfortable with our path?
There is a great desire to change another.
Yeah.
There is a great desire to collect others so they can join you. Understanding the principles of this loving connection, respecting the many forms this connection can take. It is enough that another has the connection that works for them. And there is great power in the way each one loves another. When each one can focus their understanding and attention on the love, not on the differences, not on the ways different people understand what that connection is to them. Each one can only control themselves. Each one can act, behave in a loving way because of that connection. When another sees the way that you can live with peace with all your fellow humans, regardless of their interpretation or understanding, when these others, see the peace that you are able to live with, the love you are able to show for your fellow human, there's great receiving of that energy. And that energy has the power to shift and change the hearts of others. Do not feel it is your duty to change the thoughts of another. Simply by living a life of peace because of that understanding and connection to the love that you feel. You would be amazed at the impact that energy has on others, whether you talk about it or not.
Thanks for bringing me right back to where I need to be. Yeah,
It always
it starts
starts
with the self.
with the one. It always starts with the one. It is all you can control. How you choose to live the energy of love that is lived with consciousness is the greatest gesture of love one can make for all.
Thank you. Hmm.
Mm.
I always say this. My brilliant commentary afterwards is, boy, that was good. Ah, that's like, world.
Reminder, you know?
Yeah, it's like,
Reminder, yeah.
it's funny. It's so true as all this wisdom is. It's so like innately true. And what I was trying to ask is, how do I put that truth into practice?
Mm.
And of course, it was, how do I do something? And the reminder was, be, not do. That's where it all starts. So focus on the way, the energy I'm putting out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was amazing.
Mm.
That was amazing. Thoughts?
Well, it's interesting that you said that, the impact that we have is from the being, not the doing.
Yeah,
Because the being is, and when it's done consciously and is connected to that love, has more impact than anything.
yeah,
We somehow think that it doesn't matter unless we do it. But the truth is, energy is so powerful. And the energy we hold and choose to hold and give and send, we're always sending or receiving energy, whether we're saying a word or not.
yeah,
That is the amazing power of what we're giving and creating and how we're impacting those around us and then
yeah,
beyond.
yeah. And it's kind of funny because when you say it has the power, the impact, the reminder there was, it's not about changing other people's minds or
Hmm.
getting them on your your
Yeah.
track or
Yeah.
teachings. It's celebrating and respecting that they have a connection in a way that works for them.
Yeah.
And instead of focusing on this, it's
Focusing. Yeah.
focusing on that.
Yeah.
And we can all get there in different ways. As just that's the reminder, is
Yeah.
don't focus on the differences or the conversions at this level.
Yeah.
Focus on your own connection and respect and celebrate others people's connection.
Yeah.
And
And when others feel the love that you are giving and emanating with your
yeah,
energy,
yeah,
the focus is on the love, not the
right,
differences. The focus is on not the judgment, but on the acceptance
yeah,
and the,
yeah.
so that energy is,
This is one of those messages that, all you have to do is look at headlines or read the newspaper or, watch the news. And it's hard to see this in everyday I'm going to say on everyday practice.
Mm.
Everyone's fighting and arguing over
Hmm.
things, but it's a reminder that the problem lies in that disagreements,
Hmm.
and all we can do is focus on ourselves. And if everyone, like your light, you know, shine that light. If one person can do that, that can impact another person doing that, not converting them to your way of thinking. But um,
Yeah, and the
yeah,
whole thing about
so
energy follows attention.
yeah,
So where you're focused, your energy goes. So if you're focused on the vitriol or the anger or the
yeah.
differences or the hate, it's like your energy goes there. But when you're focused on,
It's funny. I was thinking it's like languages in a weird
mm,
sort. You wouldn't get you wouldn't go to Italy and be furious that people are speaking Italian. I wouldn't. I want to speak Italian, and you can sit down at a table where you don't speak the language, a dinner table, and you can have a great time and in communion with someone, even though you don't speak the language. You can kind of figure stuff out, but there'd be no thought of me to try to change them. Well, they need to speak English if we're going to have a talk, and vice versa. So languages make travel richer.
mm-hmm,
And it's the same. This is like different languages, but the connection is
universal.
universal.
Yeah.
It's yeah. So anyway, I don't know if I made a point there or not,
Not
but
sure exactly, but anyway, hope you took it, whatever it was.
it'll come to me a couple hours from now. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us,
Yeah,
and we'll see you again soon with more questions for the universe.
there are never
Infinite universe, infinite
infinite questions.
questions.
Exactly.
So we'll see you
Exactly.
again real soon.
Take it easy.
Bye bye.